back to my channel. I'm live from Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. How are you guys doing? Sorry I can't schedule these live streams anymore because I'm on my laptop. If you can help me financially, then I will purchase a new laptop. But for the time being, I am on my iPad because this lets me you know have a live stream in a good quality, unlike my laptop, which keeps stopping. Anyway, I'm using this. I am connected. Like this microphone is connected to my iPad through like some hub, but I wonder if it's on. Oh, hi, Ayoko looks stunning and elegant as always. Oh, thank you. I tried so hard to get ready. Thank you. Yeah, so, oh man, where do I start? I saw this sad news about the squirrel, so hard to say, squirrel, the peanut, and the raccoon, Fred. I am so saddened. Like I literally cried last night finding out about the news. I didn't know about the passing of those two animals, or I should say, family members of that family. I feel terrible, man. It's where should I start? Yeah, I had seen the video like I've been on Instagram, like I'm on Instagram and sometimes I go on Instagram and I check out some of course like animal stuff. I don't follow people much. I just follow like dogs and animals in general on Instagram, just to feel good, right, to feel relaxed and love and everything. And I had seen the video of Peanut before, so I knew like I kind of noticed like people talking about the squirrel. So I was like, huh, like is it a trend now? And then somebody told me in the reply to one of my posts and said like, and they killed Peanut. I'm like, what is Peanut? And Googled it, and I'm like, that squirrel. And then I listened to the interview footage of that couple, and I realized that they were raided and those family members were taken away, and allegedly, Peanut bit the the people that were dealing with the situation, and then because that the animals could have some kind of disease, they had to kill both of them. It doesn't make sense to me, and also it have been, according to what I heard, as for Peanut, at least it's been 7 years since they had the had Peanut. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, who called those authorities? Who did that? Because they are responsible. Not only those, authorities, but also whoever called that places, or they should be responsible for it too. Yeah, rabies, right? Yeah. Avenge Peanut. Yeah. Hello from Australia. Hello. Thanks for coming. Justice for Peanut. Seriously, like it's not just a squirrel. It's interesting because we don't see that animal here in Japan. We are familiar with what squirrel is, but we don't see on a daily basis like Americans or maybe Australians. Like we have different types of animals here, and so we do have raccoons. A different type of raccoons from Fred. But my uncle, for example, my dad's side has already, like, he passed away when I was in junior high school or high school. Actually, around this season, he was only like 61 or so, but he had a diabetes, and the doc was so wrong that encouraged him to drink like sugary drinks, and basically that dog killed him. But anyway, my uncle at the time, when he was alive, when I went to my grandma's house where he lived, he he, he named this wild raccoon Momo, like Peach, and he had him or her. And one day he's like from the kitchen entrance, he came in and then he said, Yoko-chan, look. And he had a wild raccoon. I would be super upset if somebody just took that raccoon away from him and murdered. It's a freaking murder. It's been 7 years. If those animals, were human, they would have a citizenship by now. Because for animals, 7 years, such a long time, right? And Bird Up, oh my gosh, thank you so much for your super chat. Any Americans watching Yoko, I urge you to vote Trump on Tuesday if you haven't already. Oh, it's important. Yes. Do it for Peanut the squirrel. Do it for the Fred the raccoon. Do it for Trump. Trump's bro Shinzo. Yes. Make them proud of us. Also, Yoko tags. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it is. It is terrible, man. Over here, so I don't get to see the like squirrels in general, like on a daily basis. But I learned about how it's common in the U.S. through a YouTuber back in like 2008 or so. I used to watch like a few uh you know few YouTubers that I liked every day. They were posting videos every day, so I was watching them like their daily life. And they would, one channel would show like a squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. And I'm like, huh? What is squirrel? And yeah, that's my encounterment. Yep. Hi Yoko, nice smooth hair. Thank you. I need to get it straightened soon, though. It's kind of wavy. I don't know if you can tell. I wanna. Oh. It's like a magic. My earrings just came off. Uh, okay. Let's see. Where was I? Some influencer in another state named Monica made the call. Influencer did that? What? Why we don't know? It seems envy over Peanut the squirrel and Fred the raccoon being more popular. Seriously? That's that's just outrageous. Konnichiwa, Yoko-san. Konnichiwa. Thank you so much for coming. We don't have squirrels and raccoons in Australia either. Oh, you have kangaroos and koalas. Man, there was a huge fire though in Australia a few years back, right? That was so heartbreaking. But it's like it's man. I mean, we have to leave this world eventually, but man, it's so like when our life when like animals' lives are taken away like in a second, I'm like I don't really like when I watch the coverage of wars and so on, in Middle East or whatever, I don't cry. But when when I saw the news about the squirrel and the raccoon, I actually like shed tears. Like I couldn't believe myself. Like what's wrong with me? But man, it's just awful, man. And it's so crazy that it happened in New York, right? In New York, I believe that it's a sanctuary city, and there are lots of illegal immigrants rushing in, and I bet that they are really, you know, busy, right? Of course, like the authorities have different, like they like different people are in different like department and whatnot, so it's not the same. But still, like they have, like, don't they have better things to do? You know. And Elon Musk actually made a good point that why didn't they just release those animals into the wild if it was like wrong to just, you know, have them as their pets? Like, why don't you just release them, you know, back to the wilderness? It's like, I believe that they have, you know, they made mistakes on like each stage of what happened. It's a famous squirrel. It's like the government raiding the owner of a dig show champion, and when the dog bites back, they kill the champion dog. Yeah, so crazy. Like, I don't know, like why don't they go, like there are many politicians houses that they should raid in rather than those pet owners. Like, you can tell by the look of the social media that they were taking care of those animals very well. Like, those guys know what they're doing, you know, like they rescued those animals, right? Like, people like myself, like I have no idea. So like, of course, like there are dangers, but those people know what they're doing. But I hope that they revise whatever system that they have for this not to happen again. And it it's good for Trump because he was talking about, you know, saving other kinds of animals. Was it in Ohio? This expert that I met in Taiwan, he is originally from Ohio, then he's based in South Korea now, but he was saying like the our entire time of his stay, he was saying like, Ohio, like we don't have those animals. Oh, no, no, we don't have those immigrants and blah blah blah. Like, we don't, like, people are not eating their animals. And I don't know, like he kept denying it, and I have no idea, you know, living in another country, but at least we know that, you know, those people killed the you know, Peanut and Fred. Like, it's just awful, 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 awful. It's terrible. Yes. Oh, super chat. Thank you. The squirrel so difficult. Was too domesticated to release into the wild, right? Like he came back, right? As for the raccoon, I think the guy was preparing him to be released before this happened. That is so sad. Like, see, like he knows what he is doing, right? Like there are people like that just know how to take care of animals, and we should be thankful. And rather, they killed their family members. Man, already voted Abe Kami-sama and Bina Kami-sama be with us. Good. It was interesting to see some people post. It was not only one person. I saw a few posts, you know, people attaching, like there's a picture of Abe, like half transparent, you know, showing it that he's in, like he's like a, you know, watching over us like they do in Star Wars, you know, like a little transparent picture. And then they added Peanut and Fred. Like, I saw that sort of pictures. Yeah, they get killed. I saw a gorilla picture as well. Like, apparently there was a gorilla that was killed in a zoo, and it was a rare kind as well. And like some 3 or 4 years old went through the cage, you know, and then went, like, I don't know how many years ago it was, but Like the some kid fell in to the gorilla space of the zoo, and then the gorilla caught the baby, basically baby and a toddler, I would say, and then they made a judgment to kill the gorilla because they couldn't, like they, if they use like anesthesia, is it that like shoot the gorilla to make make him sleep, then it would take a while. So rather than that, they just killed the gorilla. So now I see the gorilla, the, the squirrel, the raccoon, and Abe, and everything. Like they're on the other side of the world. It is so sad that they keep killing. Yeah. Hi, Yoko. Hello. Thank you so much for coming. I already voted Trump. Cool. Oh man, there are weird votes as well though that I've witnessed on X already. There are people voting for Shohei Otani for some reason. I saw another somebody voted for Ian Bremmer. Like Ian Bremmer was sharing that on his X, citing this guy like, "Hey, dude, I voted for you," and there's a picture of a vote. It was in California, I think, if I remember correctly. Somebody voted for Ian Bremmer. I don't I can't really trust Ian Bremmer, but then I was watching, no, I was reading this book about Japan UK alliance. It was written in Japanese, but Ian Bremmer's, like, what you call, like, he foresaw what was gonna happen. Like, I, I think his book is called G0 or something, that like the world not having the order, so he kind of saw things ahead, like what was going to happen. So I have to evaluate him on that. So I can't, it's hard to say somebody is this or that, like, yeah, like in black and white. But yep, 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 yep. It was good to see the Australians defending their native animals lives. Yeah, working, but I'll catch a rerun. Thank you. Intentional, they don't like happiness. They don't like happiness. And people not conforming it to the rules. Yeah, plural animals also voting Trump in a few days. Cool. Yeah, it's in a few days. What day? What's the date today? November 3rd. Oh, today is the birthday of our Meiji emperor. Meiji is a period, a time period or era for us. We have a era name, aside from using like 2000 something, like before and after Jesus Christ. We use our own way of era counting. So yeah, right now our era right now is called Reiwa. This leftist, super leftist party named themselves Reiwa, but I don't know what they're thinking. But yeah, Meiji era, Meiji emperor was born on this day, so I believe today is a holiday, right? We have to celebrate. Also, it's my dog's birthday too. I don't know why the same date, but yeah, my dog Taro, he's our second dog back home. He turns 12 this year. Oh, I don't know how many more years he can stay with us. The gorilla was Harambe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Famous gorilla. Harambe. I hope I'm reading it correctly. The gorilla, yes. Fiasco. Oh, super chat, thank you. The American ballots are kind of messed up. RFK Jr.'s name is still on some ballots, despite the fact that he dropped out a while back. That is bad. Because people do it for fun. People will probably market for fun, and also others are probably not catching up with the news, and they mark. Ah, that is so bad. It kind of happened here as well because our current prime minister Ishiba, like we were supposed to have the national diet like meetings, but he before talking about anything, he was picked as a leader of LDP, our governing party, and then he just dissolved the cabinet, dissolved the what you call like the national diet, went into the election. So like, usually all these authorities, throughout our country, they have some time to prepare for elections, but this time they didn't. So like, they couldn't have the papers. Like in some regions, they couldn't prepare the like a ballots. I heard. I don't know what they did in the end, but yeah. So like, you are supposed to, be ready for those who vote early, but I guess they couldn't do that part. So, speaking of which, on our newspaper today here, this is about you guys. You see, so 70 million. Huh? Yeah, 70 million people voted early in the US. You see the number, right? That's what they say here. And they have a little explanation here too, using the graph and so on. So now that Trump is encouraging people to vote early as well, like people are voting early now. So that's interesting. And what's interesting is that those who had voted, like they, like already like Democrats, 38.2% of Democrats have already voted early, and around the same percentage, Republican Party, 36%, like 36.1% voted early so far. So, and like in total, and there are like 25.6% like others, but like it's same amount of people, from the right side and left side, they voted early. So that's interesting. Oh, Super Chat, thank you. Hello, Yoko. I can't stay, but I hope everything is okay in Japan. I will watch the replay tomorrow and be voting on Tuesday. Oh, nice. From 2024. Cool. Thank you so much for Super Chat and then, letting me know your plan. That sounds great. Yeah, 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 yeah. Good, good, good. Oh, fact, squirrels do not carry rabies. Ooh. They are among the cleanest animals in existence. Even their I forget the pronunciation, is clear and odorless like water. I hope this strategy will bring more public awareness. Yeah, me too. I didn't know that. That's so intentional though, right? Like, if you have that premise, because those people that the killed Peanut should know about animals. That is so freaking messed up. Do you think the next Japan government will be LDP, Kokumin, Minshuto, Komeito? I think it will stay the same. Yeah. I think it will, like, I can't tell right now, but it probably will remain the same with, Kokumin Minshu, the Democratic Party for the People becoming the opposition party. But who knows? Like, I have no idea. Like, we keep talking about economy now. Um, yeah. It's good though. Like, people should realize that it doesn't matter which side you are on, but people should realize that, for example, our Shinzo Abe former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, he had the longest period of, as prime minister after the World War II, and he was able to do that because he was emphasizing on economy. He named it just like Leganomics. He named it Abenomics. He was like, "Buy my Abenomics." I liked his English. It was so cute. But yeah. Oh, super chat, thank you. I vote on election day. Things worked better when everyone did and it wasn't so complicated. But this is how it is now, I guess. Yeah. I am worried about, like, some ballots were burned, right? Like, I don't know what you call, but those places that collect, like, mail-in ballots, is it? Like, I saw some boxes on fire. It would never ever happen here. So I was really surprised. Happy birthday, Meiji Emperor. Thank you. Yep. Another thing this is talking about is the warning by Derek Mitchell. Interview here, like you see the face here. Yeah, Derek Mitchell, it says. Talking about how Harris makes much of human rights issues in China or Taiwan or Ukraine, but Donald Trump doesn't. He's rather, like, his way of thinking is rather deals. So it is a concern for us, like, this is I think that this newspaper asked this guy about this because we Japanese are concerned about that. However, the first term of President Trump, we had the same concerns, like people, like the leftist media kept calling him isolationist, and we were worried about that, like it was like we kept hearing the agitation, but when he took power, everything just got into order, and he was rather, his administration was working closely with our country too, and things worked out well. The only difference now is that there are people back then, like Bolton and others like him, like neocon type of people, but now he doesn't have those people around. So, like, it's allegedly it's only those who listen to him or obey Trump, that are around him. So that's honestly that's our concern. But I don't know. But once he is in power, I hope that he will be open to other countries as well. Like it's a matter of our prime minister and everything. Yeah. And they're talking about Cheney, how Trump's talked about Cheney, that I didn't know about this. It's like some kind of statement that Trump made on Fox News or Tucker Carlson. And Trump called Cheney like a radical pro-war person and said that we should point a gun at him. It's Liz Cheney. I was confusing with her dad, right? Like, I don't know exactly what he said, but it's on the news here. Yeah, and they are talking about UK, the new leader for the opposition party in the UK. The Conservative Party is the opposition party now in the UK, and I believe this woman is black person because both of her parents are from Africa, Nigeria. right? So like she spent her early days there, and then she became the politician in the UK in 2017. That's cool. So that's interesting. Black person. Yep, 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 yep. Okay. Battle Dropbox in Vancouver, Washington. Oh yeah, Dropbox. Yes, 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 yes. It did whoever did that, did the person get caught? It's like like I want to know what happens, after everything, like the the drop box on fire, the Peanut and what his name, Fred were murdered. Like who did that? Like I want to know the backgrounds. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Trump is said to not care about people, but he wants people to do well. Not just American citizens. I'm confused. 各武装。あの時は多分まだ素人系だったんじゃないかな。I think Trump's second term will be more dysfunctional, right? But hope I'm wrong. Yeah, me too. I'm on the same page. That's what I think too. I hope that I'm wrong, when it comes to my concerns. I hope that he proves me wrong. He does deals, but the deals are meant to benefit everyone, including other people. I just don't want him to benefit North Korea, Russia, China too much. What was interesting about the our article here by Derek Mitchell is that it's about deals. For him, that Xi Jinping also that he feels close to him. I don't know how much of Trump's words are real. He calls everybody his friend. Like that's what you do. Like when you are powerful, like hey, yeah, he's my friend, right? And it kind of threatens, you know. So I can't really tell, but as for Taiwan, I hope that Trump understands the fact that Taiwan is more than semiconductor because it's all about geography. China, Xi Jinping made it clear, like after he, got the position as a leader of China, he emphasized the Chinese dream, the reconstruction of the Chinese empire. So just like Putin, they are they think alike. I guess that's what land power leaders do. But yeah, Xi Jinping just wants to expand his land. It's like it's so weird that the Western world or free world side, we after the World War II, you know we got enough of colonization period, and we are not expanding anymore, right? But those like land powers, they are still, I guess their history is continuing. We have all this like division in history, like some war happened, and then our mentality changes, but for them somehow it doesn't change, probably because they have the severe conditions as land power. And yeah, Xi Jinping in particular, he wants to expand his land, like his territories. He wants to rebuild the Chinese empire. And by that, what he or the CCP in general, they want to expand to the Pacific Ocean. When you, like in Japan, we hear expressions like, turn around the map a little bit, like vertically, like change the angle of the map that you usually see. And when China wants to go to the Pacific Ocean, to get to America, Japan and Taiwan are in the way. They want to go to the ocean, but we are in the way, right? So they want to take over and then go further away. That's their way of thinking. So if they surpass us, then the threat comes to Guam and Hawaii, then California and all this coast. So it's really not only only a matter of us agents, and it's not about. It's part of it is of course about semiconductor. It's not only about that. 日本語でも発信希望ありがとうございます。今度します。The comment Trump made about Liz Cheney was taken widely out of context by the media. Oh, okay. I should check what he really said. That's a problem that I have. Like, I always have to, check out what he really said. Oh man, there is a. It was interesting to see the abortion situation too. Some of you saw my reply on X, but yeah, like this leftist account was saying like, oh, Trump, because of Trump's ban, women not suffering, and they had some kind of ad. I don't know if it's Kamala's official ad, but like this white woman is in pain. Her life is in danger because she's pregnant and she's got a problem, and she needs to get an abortion to save her life. But there comes some white male saying like, I don't know, like to deny that. And I was like, why? Like Trump is not banning abortion like nationally. He has his exceptions. He makes it clear. And also, it's just up to each state to decide. It's interesting how those, people that oppose to Trump are just blaming everything bad on Trump, you know? That it's up to each state. It's who you pick as your governor, right? And and those leftists are like, oh, it's Trump, Trump, Trump. Let's see. Johnny Somali was beaten up in Korea. Might be facing jail time. Yeah, I hope he does. He's a world problem. But it's interesting how he comes to East Asia. Was he ever in other countries causing troubles? I wonder. But whoever beat him up showed the reality. Japanese people are just too nice. It is so interesting. Like over here, Russia-Ukraine war is a huge deal for us because Russia's problem is directly affecting us. Our territories are stolen illegally by the Soviet Union. Russia is taking over those lands, and we haven't signed a peace treaty after the World War II, so we are basically still enemies. Our war hasn't ended, and they come around our airspace and whatnot, even together with with China and so on. And they're like the majority of people say that we stand with Ukraine, which is a good thing for me personally. However, when they say like, we stand with Ukraine, it's like we are brainwashed by our constitution that was written by America at the time, basically binding us militarily, right? So because of that, we are taught in school, and also we are brainwashed by the media. The war is bad. Like we are brainwashed. War is bad. War is bad. War is bad. Whatever it is, whatever kind it is, even if it's a defense war. So when we say like, oh, we stand with Ukraine, it's like, oh, you got hurt, you got injured. Okay, now let us help you. Only that part. Only after you get attacked, we help you. Like, it's like, yeah, like, let's say that you have some kind of disease. Instead of curing, stopping you from, being exposed to the cause of the problem, we only, it, we let the person be exposed and, poisoned, and then we help you to just deal with whatever outcome that the person has, that kind of thing. So I realized like we have like a mental problem. Oh, thank you for your super chat. Tell Japan there is a culture war going on here in America. We are affected as well. The Ubisoft, the some some game. I don't know what was it called. I forget the name of the software, or I mean the game's name. But Yasuke, the character, he did exist, but he was not a samurai, so it's a controversy here, a little bit. So they are just trying. There is a group of people, like black people, trying to say that like they are the root of Japan's race and also culture, and it doesn't scientifically, and also like we have a bunch of records. What differentiates Japan from other countries like China, South Korea, whatsoever? Like in those land power countries, they burn every time that the each empire collapsed, right? They just destroyed all the records and everything. But over here in Japan, we have everything. So we have all the records, and we can go back in time, right, to see what really happened and so on. We have diaries and everything too, so we have all the proofs and evidence. But black community dare to complain, or I mean, like they dare to say that they are the root of us. It doesn't make sense at all. But and I have a feeling that whenever there is like what you call revisionists, like historical revisionists, it's usually funded by CCP. That's the pattern that I've been seeing. Even South Koreans often say like, oh, these are made in Korea. It comes from Korea. The root is Korea. But those people they just want to attack Japan. Why? To bring down our reputation and trust. Why do they want to do that? Because once our reputation and trust is down, or credibility is down, the US will no longer trust us. And when that happens, our alliance gets departed, and then China can come attack us. So it's just how it flows. And so whenever I see like revisionists like that, I'm like, are they genuinely black people? Like, because they could be, but at the same time they could be getting some kind of money and so on too. So Johnny Somali went to Israel. Oh wow, was he okay there? He harassed women. Oh no. Oh no. The only good thing about him is that he shows how bad American culture has become on allowing bad behavior. Yeah. I don't get, like, there are like tourists now, like we have a tourist problem now in Japan, like those usually we can't really generalize, I guess. Like I've seen a girl from Chile. We've seen black people from America, causing troubles in public in Japan as tourists. But they post those videos on social media platforms, right? So that means that there are people that enjoy their content for some reason. I'm like, what part of that is appealing, you know? Or is it, are they just doing it to just, you know, make people angry, to go, just to go viral, to earn money? I don't know. Assassin's Creed, yes, 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 yes. That's it. Falling asleep. Have a great day, Anna. Thank you for watching. Hope you sleep well. Yeah, some words are good. Depends on what you want to do. Yeah, exactly. You can have good points or bad points. You want to be on the good side. Yeah, like we need to fight to protect ourselves. You know. Yeah, and there are some people that like leftists say that our kamikaze attacks were bad, basically like, you know, like killing those people, like our men, because it's so hard to succeed and so on. But then they forget the premise that we didn't have resources anymore and we had to think of whatever we could. Was it a good strategy? I don't know. But as a result of that attack, America at the time got frightened. Like they couldn't guess what we were going to do. Like it's crazy to go into your enemy, just knowing that you're gonna die. But they did that. People back in the day, our people did that. So we are standing on the results of what happened in the past. And I believe that it happened for a reason, like it didn't go in vain. It was so traumatizing for our enemies at the time too. So yeah, but anyway, oh, super chat. I like the color. I like the pink color. Thank you. Kamala was on Saturday Night Live. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The thing about the show is that it's live on a Saturday night. So when you are on the show, people watching on TV on Saturday see it, and we can all watch TV. By the way, I was born in a middle class family. I saw that. I saw the parts where, like, it was a mirror and Kamala Harris was there. So was the comedian or the actress. The actress, I saw her on a is was it a Netflix show? Like a show that I saw on Netflix called A Good Place. Ah, I liked her, but she's so good at impersonating. Yeah, I saw that. It was so bizarre. I it was funny in a way, but then a cringe also. Like I'm like, what am I watching? I couldn't finish it because it was painful to me. But yeah, yes, it's on a Saturday night. Did you guys see that? Yeah. Thank you so much, Bird Up. You wanna see my bird too? He's here. Too big. Yes. I wonder if this microphone is on. Maybe not. Okay. The new Godzilla movie was good at showing how hard it was to be a kamikaze pilot. Oh yeah. The new one? I wonder which one. Like there are so many Godzilla movies. I get confused. I don't watch SNL or other liberal stuff anymore. Sometimes like South Park or whatever comic that people do, it kind of like like this. they saw it ahead, you know. It's interesting whenever it happens. Godzilla minus one. Oh yeah, the beginning. What happened in the end? Oh yeah. Now I remember. Yeah, he went into Godzilla's mouth. Yeah, it is difficult. Yep. I saw that. I didn't like that movie, to be honest. Um, it was, yeah, because the main character was not like our soldier. I understand that he ran away from the first, you know, like he ran away from the war, right? And then he kind of became stronger, you know, taking each stage in life. I get that, but those who were, you know, the pilots at that time were extremely intelligent and smart. Like, you can't even compare to us today. They were really smart, and those smart people wouldn't be that kind of, you know, like, kind of, I don't know how to say that in English. Like, very weak minded. That doesn't happen, especially the education at that time. Like, guys were meant to be manly, so people wouldn't be like that. So that was so weird. But it's cool that you guys saw that though. What else? What else? Anything to talk about? Do you want to see our newspaper from the election day? Duh! Our front page. It's crazy, right? The majority lost. So you can see the number and everything. Ishiba in your face. Oh, sorry. Uh, a lot of things happening. I don't really know what to comment though. Anything else you want to ask? It's 10 minutes to go. What's the new prime minister like, Yoko? Very dark. Or what's the word? Dim? Or very negative and like really bad negative vibe. But because he is now the prime minister, he's gotten a little bit better. But like this is the face that he has always, and he got brightened up after he got elected as the leader of LDP, and then he became the prime minister. Around that time, he kind of like his face became better, you know, because he was happy. But after the election, he's been like this, back to normal. So it's like, and then also some people are like he changed his mind many times, like his policies, and also like when to have elections and so on. Like he keeps changing his mind. So many people are upset, even those who were supporting him, you know, because he used to be the opposite power inside the party, and then he now took power and he lost dramatically, right? And then people are saying that he should take the responsibility for losing this much as the last time this happened was back in what, like 1993 or so, maybe. Yeah, crazy. But he is like holding on to the power because he finally had it, right? And now if he let go of that, then he can't come back anymore, and he's again will be pushed to the edge. So he doesn't want to go there. So that's what's happening. good policies. No, he's outdated because he is he because he was pushed to the side. You know, like he was the opposition power inside the governing party. So like he didn't have information. You know, like those who are mainstream in the in the party, of course, share information and everything. You know, upgraded information wise, but he was isolated, so he didn't like. He was saying stuff like Agent NATO, for example, and people were like, what are you talking about? You know, we have like free and open Indo-Pacific strategy, which is installed in the US as well. It's a common strategy. Even the UK is siding with us. Like, oh, Indo-Pacific is key, right? And then we have Quad and everything. You know, you guys have AUKUS, and we have a lot of different framework, and it's already working. And if we push everyone into all the countries into NATO, who are we fighting against? And then also, like, would they want to pick a side, you know, in this political map today? They don't want to do that. So as soon as he talked about Asian NATO, he was bashed by US experts or even Indian politician, maybe prime minister or foreign minister, I don't know. But India, uh, you know, criticized that as well, and so on. So he's not good. Awesome, job, thank you, Brian. And wait, my bird is. Okay, let's see. Thank you. They made war a psychological taboo in the minds of all of the losers of the war. So, yeah, the mental imprisonment is the seeds of our doom unless we snap out of this restraint. Walking like brain dead living zombies in our open air prisons of Japan and the West. I totally agree. Yes. It is like that. I don't know. It affects everything, seriously. It's interesting though that how effective that is though, because now Japanese people, like, we don't want to fight. I personally, like, I believe that there are important fights that we must be willing to take, you know? Like if China comes in, for example, when if they want to try to take our territory, like Senkaku Islands, for example, then we must fight back, right? Militarily. At least our country, like our government, is doing a good job. Like it doesn't matter that if this guy is the face, like our system is doing well. Bureaucracy is really stable and so on because they don't trust politicians. They get replaced all the time. So so because of that, bureaucracy has pride in what they do. But anyway, yeah, so we have to fight back. But generally, even though on a governmental level, because of Shinzo Abe and then Kishida, they contributed a lot to create, like, you know, change our country for the better. You know, we are letting go of this curse, you know, this brainwashing and mental prison, I would say, just like you said. Uh, yeah, but the ordinary people are still like living in fantasy, you know, just like Obama, you know, a world without nuclear weapons, you know, oh, world peace, no wars, blah 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 blah. It's like at the same time, though, I think that those who are not like that also, like we haven't experienced Japan as a country, we haven't experienced wars for a long time officially. Like we have helped America here and there, like the war in Iraq and so on, but it's not like we are the main factor. It was not our war, so we are like I'm afraid that we are kind of outdated or that we don't know what it's like to be in a real war. At least though, because of our Kishida administration and Abe administration, we and also like I read a book about Japan UK alliance recently, as I said, and I realized that the UK is making much of Indo-Pacific region again. Like they are coming back to this side of the world to bring back their like a genuine self, as a country. So like whatever, like we have different backgrounds, but because of that, we are working closely. And what's interesting is that America, for example, Trump wants other countries to take care of their problems, right? So that he doesn't mind us getting stronger militarily. Rather, he wants us to get stronger and, protect our own stuff. So that's good. Because of that, like America can agree to our standards as well. So we are having lots of joint exercises, So that's a great difference now. I think when I look at what's happening. However, people like ordinary people are not still like they're not catching up with what's really going on now. We are changing, but people will only understand this, I guess, in 10 years or something, maybe. It's always the public understands years later. It's interesting. It's like every time what I see in the world, people catch up only like 6 years later or so, usually that span of time. Anyway, so today's newspaper actually talks about the biggest class Coast Guard ship circled around Senkaku Islands. And of course, it's talking about China. China Coast Guard. You can see the picture here. Can you read the English? Oh, wait. Yeah. And they have the map too, but yep. So this is like it's on our front page, but the sad thing is that people are not reading the newspaper. They don't really watch the TV anymore. Young people don't have TV screens anymore. So that's kind of terrifying that they don't even know. Like they just, look at social media to be entertained. They are busy working. All they can think of is money problems or I guess just family issues or, getting married and so on. And they don't really think about our country is going through. So I am afraid when it comes to that. Johnny Somali is just a tiny symbol of this open-air prison policy where random inmates can and will be directed through the prison system, with Korea and Japan being the latest to be violated. Yeah. Seriously. We are bullied. Japanese people and Koreans, like, we are bullied. Basically. Why do you think that is though? Like, do we appear that nice? Too nice to fight back? Or just that they want to attack us? Do well, Japan, you are good guys. Thank you. Yeah, we are good people. Like, our people have too much common sense, though, I feel. Like, when there are crazy people, you actually need your crazy people to fight back. I'm really hoping that our crazy YouTubers can fight against those crazy YouTubers from outside. Can Japan build some anti-missile defense system without a constitutional change? We do have a system. We have a shortage shortage of production capacity. We need more Patriots and SM3 production. Yeah, we have Patriots. There's one nearby in the basement, no base nearby. ね、パトリオット何機ありますか日本は。My husband is like, yeah, we have many. Yeah. And I think it was Prime Minister Abe, like he had the idea of laying out like that's like usually when we think of like counter missile system, we were thinking of like steady positions, but now with the technology, like we can move things around, so that's good. As long as people exist, there will always be bloodshed. Yeah, like it's the 21st century and we still have people like Putin and Xi Jinping and Kim Jong Un. Like haven't they they haven't changed from the past. It is so crazy. Trump likes to promote individual countries doing well financially. When each country develops their economy enough, they don't have a reason to go to war. Ah, that's true. He also wants peace in general. Yeah, usually it's the I don't know, they're like sometimes just like China, they just want to expand. As for America, you don't have to care about that sort of stuff because for America, it's different. You just invaded from within rather than, I mean, right now, people are coming in, like walking in. But what is happening is that it is coming inside your country and to break your country from within. But over here, but it's not like Mexican, for example, they are expanding towards you. Just people coming in inside and doing things around, right? Canadian side, they're not gonna expand, right? So that's good. As for Japan or Taiwan, Hong Kong was already taken by CCP, right? But Taiwan, Japan, we have to stop China from going like coming out to the Pacific Ocean. We are trying to stop them militarily. It is I feel that it is really like getting realistic though, because not because China is circling around Taiwan and so on, or they have a bigger joint exercise and so on, but because our government is actually getting prepared, uh, making sure of like how to rescue the residents in Okinawa prefecture, like how to carry them to Fukuoka airport. Like they had a exercise recently to carry people here and what they do from there and so on. And it's like what I'm trying to say is that they have a realistic scenario to follow. Uh, yeah, assuming that what can happen when they try to, attack us. So, and also they are preparing like blood, for example. Lots of blood is important, right? Like you need a stock for considering that your country may go into war. So like on like many different levels, they are preparing. So I'm realizing like it's getting real. I tagged you in a quote tweet. I think you get a kick out of it. What? You tagged me? Oh, oh, that's awesome. Maybe, maybe you should change the logo. Yeah. New logo for you. That's nice. I'm gonna retweet or repost. I don't get used to it still. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. I think though that did you guys see the picture of Trump? Like I think it's AI generated, but what was that? This Trump is so cute. But this could be actually the last push, right? Because it's America. America is really like your culture is so free, you know? And it's not like if you did that here, it's like degrading our level, but America, like you guys have this wonderful, like humorous culture. So I think that people will just love it, you know, and only people like Trump can nail it because he used to be a TV icon, right? He was on TV. He had his own show, and also he's a celebrity. He is super rich, and so because of his character, he can do it. Others can do it. Remember when Marco Rubio tried to copy him with a thumb comment? But it failed miserably because he's not Trump. Trump has this, special aspect of him. Oh, Super Chat, thank you. Oh, U.S. money for you. God bless you. That's so true. U.S. money for me. Thank you. I can go on with my life because of you. Japan is funny and great too. You guys are hilarious. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know though, like living here, I feel like we are too serious. We are serious at everything. Everything. And that's why our comedy shows are good, I think. Because we need to release our tensions, you know? Yeah. But our humor, by the way, on TV and so on, we have because of political correctness and everything, you know, and also protection like safety, security, and or like harassment to counter harassment, sexual harassments, power harassment, in order to make everything work, you know, to protect people. Now, TV people cannot make good content anymore because there are just too many rules. And some TV shows, like I saw this drama series from here, and they actually depicted the struggle of this modern TV culture that comparing it was a just like Back to the Future, you know, like you time travel. This guy from the 80s travels to today, and so he has cultural shock and so on, and that's what's fun about the show. But they depicted how the TV, even just for TV content, you know, how now they have to watch out for all the rules that they can't cross and so on. So yeah, so now we are just binding ourselves more and more, and it's crazy. But we don't have culture like we like freedom, but we more than that we value like order and peace and that sort of things. You know, we are kind of close to Germany in that sense, I guess. Like they they value rules, right? We are kind of like that too. So we don't care much about freedom. We sacrifice ourselves for the peace that we can achieve. So when when I look at Americans, especially like American conservatives, like you guys are fighting for freedom, and that's really refreshing for me. And even though it's getting taken away, I think that you guys are the hope for the future, that you know what's good. you know and developed countries, in other developed countries, we want to make sure that we are not really human. We are human, but this technology advancement and everything, like, it will only getting us into prison, like one of you said. And it's like we are locking ourselves up, and it's becoming hard just to live. But if Trump does stuff like this squirrel costume, it would be a could be a game changer. I think that Trump is loved in that way that he is just invincible, right? He has money, he has his status, he's a former president, and he is loved by many, many Americans nationwide, even like global too. There are lots of passionate Trump fans in the world, including my country. And I guess that we see, like his powerfulness and everything, and in the fact that he has all the reasons to be powerful. Like we can, we see what we have lost on an individual level, that we see hope in him, I think. So that's probably one aspect of him. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I've been talking for over an hour. I should go. Our people and nations are too pretty, too happy, successful for the envious from around the world to be happy in their misery. Yeah. Ah, man. But we have, when I look at one of our new parties called Nihon Hoshito, like a Japan Conservative Party, they're not really talking about the conservative values. They are just, I don't know, criticizing everything. And there's like, it's the Japan Conservative Party. It's basically the party of these two people, one novelist who were close to who was close to Shinzo Abe. His name is Naoki Hyakta. And there's this other woman. She calls herself a journalist, but she never searches information. Like, she's such a irresponsible person, and she states things without research. And so oftentimes she's wrong, just agitating people for the wrong direction and so on. And they have a show online, and it's popular among the elderlies, or people over 60s or so, because they are around 60s. And it's good that they have their own thing, but they are misleading people, and also they are grouchy people, very, very negative, just complaining and criticizing, and also trying to show that they are better than everybody else. And it's like they are leading us in the wrong way. They are a new party, but they met with the requirements as a national party, so they are now a national party. That's why they're getting bashed nowadays. But they have 3 seats now in the national diet. One of them is actually a good scholar. I'm kind of close to him. I was praising him many times on my channel as well. His name is Yoichi Shimada. He is an expert on American politics. There are not many people like him that understand the big picture. He's a super conservative, so he is on the same page of us too. And also, he was one of the executives of the group to rescue our people from North Korea. North Korea abducted hundreds of Japanese people. They're still keeping them there in their country. So we want to rescue them. And there is this organization that's big, that is in charge of us, charge of that. And he's one of the top people. But now he is part of the party, so he had to quit everything, even though he belonged to another big organization here as well, of conservative people. But he had to quit that as well for the party that doesn't really have a future. Maybe it does, but it's just dangerous, and that's why I keep talking about that party on my X, because I'm concerned, you know. But yeah. Anyway, oh, Yoko tax, extra Yoko hour. Ah, okay, maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit. Daylight savings time ends in 2 hours. Oh, what's gonna happen? Is it gonna? How does it work? Is it gonna reverse or? I we don't have that system here. If you did that here, I think that people will just stay up late and use the electricity anyway. Oh, it's still light out. Let's go somewhere or something like that. Go back an hour. Okay, so our time difference would shrink, right? Or what? No, it gets bigger. There's more difference, I guess. Right now, you're probably, if you're on the East Coast, probably you're 3 a.m., but it's gonna be 2 a.m. Confusing! My state ignored it? Really? In some states, you don't do that. Fall back an extra hour of sleep. That's the best part. Arizona and I think New Hampshire don't do it. That's crazy. Wait. That is so crazy. So if you are on a road trip and go to that state, you time travel? I'm so confused. Hawaii does not do that. Huh. Interesting. How do you live? Like just by America, just generally, you know, like it's a big country. You have, within your own country, you have time differences. Like that alone blows my mind. Because Japan is the same time. It's the same time. Right? For America, you have different times. Such a huge country. It's so crazy that you guys are actually united, you know? Such a huge land, and also Hawaii, like you are so far away, but you are America too. Like, wow. Time travel, yeah. A road trip near Arizona means your phone changes time back and forth. I wonder what happens if you go back and forth there. Like, how fast can your phone react, you know? 2 a.m. Now? Okay. I see. So it's already back? Super chat, thank you. We should keep rolling the clocks back an hour every so often until we end up back in 1985 when Metallica still make good albums. Yeah, they were so good. I really liked Enter Sandman. We have karaoke here in Japan, and I used to sing Enter Sandman, but then the intro is like a minute long. So whenever I put the song with my friends, you know, I put the song. Okay, Yoko-chan, it's your turn. I'm like, yeah, start a song. Yeah. I have to wait for a minute like this. Yeah. It's gonna start. Just wait for me. It's so awkward every time I sing that song. Yep. If you go back and forth, you're fully exposed. You create a black hole. Hawaii is not on the Americas, but we are a state in the United States. Oh, okay. Yeah, states. Hawaii. I want to go to Hawaii one day. Mm, the tropical vibe. Uh, our one of our prefectures on our island called Miyazaki Prefecture. When we go there, the breeze is like warm. It's like the Pacific Ocean, and the trees are different there. So it's really interesting how things are different, depending on which side you are facing. My prefecture is facing like China and Korean side, and the Sea of Japan is really, it has like this cold uh, wind. So it's, people say like we are located in the south when you look at Japan's map, but we are actually facing not to the Pacific Ocean, and we are looking at the Sea of Japan, the cold side. So it's kind of cold here. Hola, Yoko. Hola. Thank you so much for coming. You can only be younger by 1 hour, though. It's not too helpful. Yeah. Man, are you the best at karaoke? I don't know. When I go to karaoke, I sing American songs, like in English. So people are impressed by that. So they say like, "Oh, Yako-chan, you're so good." But they probably mean by good, they're probably referring to my English, not the singing. I can't tell. You sound like, "Oh, you're so good." I'm like, which, what are you talking about? Yeah. Why did Kamala kill Peanut? Seriously, man. Seriously. I I can't imagine what the family is going through right now. Like there's this anger that I imagine that like you can't control it anymore, like it has happened and you can't take it back. But yeah. Oh, English すごい. Yeah. Well, you just sing and you argue with English. Thank you. Who's Peanut? Sorry, I'm like, oh, it's a peanut. It's a squirrel that was killed by New York, together with the Fred, the raccoon. Social media icons, they were popular on social media. The family was taking care of those animals very, very well. You know, as for Peanut, he was there for 7 years as their pet. One day, like recently, the local authorities just raided into their homes, kidnapped them, and killed them. Yeah. They killed the raccoon too. Yes, yes. I was watching the chair in the back move by itself twice about half an hour ago. Ah, yeah, it's there. Like this chair. I didn't even notice. It's a mystery in my house. Yeah, it's really horrible. And Trump issued a statement referring to that. So that's good. Yeah. Like Trump is like the animal rescue guy now, right? But what's interesting is like he worked at McDonald's, and then he was the garbage man, and now he's like he was talking about Ohio too. There are people from Haiti or somewhere like were eating their pets. I don't know, but that's what he was saying. So we already had the impression of Trump saving animals in general, but now it's squirrel and raccoons are added in the picture. Yeah. Uh, it's so like liberal people are so interesting because like when you hear like liberals, like you imagine them being nice, tolerant to immigrants and everything, but they're actually cruel. Like they like vegans too, but somehow they kill their babies, they kill their animals. Like I'm like, can you be coherent? I don't know where they stand. So, yeah. Cats, squirrels, raccoons, ducks, dogs, yeah. Elephants next. Yeah. So crazy. I'm voting for Donald Trump so the government stop killing people's squirrels. Yeah. Hmm. Liberals have many paradoxes, right? Well, recently I saw a footage of it was Ben Shapiro. I don't know what that show is, but like people circling around the table. Ben Shapiro is there, and then some like somebody from that circle can join and debate the guy, right? And there was this transgender guy. So basically, you the person was a female before, now claiming to be a guy. And she was there to talk like have a debate with Ben Shapiro, but like she didn't know what to say, or I mean like she had prepared all the talking points. That's impressive. That's good in debates, but the person just went on and on and on. And when Shapiro tried to say like what's your definition and like, ask question, like she wouldn't answer and just went on and on and on. When he tried to just cut in, she just went on and on and on like a girl, and just and mic drop, bam, and just had. I'm like, oh, weird world we're living. Yeah. As a man, it's good that I don't know how to speak Japanese so I can enjoy the songs of Seiko Matsuda or Naoko Kai. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Seiko Matsuda is good. Yeah. Too bad that her daughter killed herself. Yeah. Wrong. She dated a wrong guy. The people who were raising the squirrel and raccoon are suing the city of New York. That's good. At least the specific agency responsible, possibly both. That's good because it's like I understand if it happened in China, for example, but in America without a good reason. Like again, it's been 7 years, and they were just left the way they were. And they were posting on social media too. Everything was okay, right? And like they didn't have a problem before, and after years, they just raid your place. Doesn't make sense to me. I understand it happened only after a month or so. I get that if that's the case. But 7 years? Crazy. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Man, it's. Oh, there is a song, right? I think the whoever made that song was probably making fun of him. I can't tell, but it was a good song though. Oh, super chat, thank you. Hello, Yoko. How is your health? Doing good actually recently. Yes, yes. I realized that whenever I am in a good health state, I feel good and I'm nicer. I'm less grouchy. I'm positive. So whenever I see like those users on X, for example, they're really grouchy, complaining to everything and everyone. I'm like, get healthy. you know, because that's seriously, that's how it is. And also, like, my husband recently, he isn't home as much as before. And when that happens, I'm like alone in my, like, in this place. And then I open eggs more than I usually do when he's around. And I realize, like, oh, I'm lonely when I open eggs, right? And then of course, because, and also because I don't have people around in real life, I guess that I kind of feel insecure. And then so my way of thinking is a little bit more negative than usual. And then like complain more than usual and go to X and engage with other sick people. That's not a good place, right? I really hope that people will get like a healthy. A famous school influencer. It reminds me of the horse scene in The Godfather. What was it like? A famous school influencer? The person that called or body health. Yeah, she didn't act like a dude. She was acting like a woman. Exactly. So it's really interesting that I bet that that sort of transgender type of people, like there are, like in Japan, there are like genuinely like female, like those guys that turn into females. They, like, we are not Christians, so we can accept them as they are. But when I see like American transgenders, I can see their mental problems in them because I, as a female, have struggled identity wise. I used to be a tomboy, and whenever I go, like my interest is usually what guys like or what boys like. Whenever I go, I'm the minority. I'm the weird chick that's inside like a male community. And so I actually know the struggle that they can have, but changing their body as well and trying to compete against men, like they should rather, instead of trying to change their body, they should probably go to counseling and so on, and really deeply diving into their identity problems to see who they truly are, because usually it's like a trauma, like I understand if those transgenders were just living their own way, minding their own business and not talking about society. If that's the situation, then I would just recognize that person as somebody just happy to be herself. But when those who change their body and also complaining about the society for not validating the person, obviously the person has a mental problem, right? They want to be validated. Why? Because they have a problem inside. I have I've had that experience, so I know whenever I see that in others, it's interesting how human minds work. That what you have experienced, you can see in others when they are going through the same thing. Depression too. Like when I talk to people, I can just tell when somebody is depressed. I just know. It's interesting how it works. But yeah. New movie Kamala versus Godzilla. Who win? I actually want to see the footage of Godzilla going and Kamala going. I think both are really like equally loud. A squirrel influencer, yeah. Konnichiwa, Yoko. How things are in Japan? Good, good, good. We just had a national election. I mean, kind of chaotic right now. We don't know what's going to happen to our system. And also, I said earlier in this stream that we, like Japanese politics right now, we keep talking about economy, but our uh, what we are talking about right now is actually the policy by the opposition party that gained a lot more seats now through the election, but their policy is actually about our national insurance. Like it has like it has things to do with that. But then I was thinking about it, like, but you guys don't have that problem because you don't have that insurance system. So that's like, oh, a Japanese thing. So yeah, but like basically like there is this boundary that people like part-time job workers, they can only earn to this much amount of money so that they can be inside the family insurance, like national insurance, but like it's allotted as a family. And if you go outside the family, then you have to pay extra, basically. So you don't want to go above that. So the opposition party is saying like we should boost that amount because the premise of economy is changing. So we have discussions like that. But I realized like, oh, you guys don't have that problem. Kamala will sit Godzilla down. Excuse me, I'm talking. Hyoko, you should check a debate clip of a woman by the name of Lily Tang Williams, who is Chinese American running for Congress in the state of New Hampshire. Oh, I keep seeing that some footage of like, a debate. I was wondering what that was. Probably that. Okay. Lily Tang Williams. How is she? Is she good? Let me search now. What was the name? Lily Tang. Isn't it interesting that Chinese Americans are actually like Americans? Like when you see Chinese people from China, they are like Chinese. And I guess like we used to think, or at least I used to think that it's in the blood, that let's say Chinese people will be always Chinese. But I realized that no, actually, when they're put inside America, they turn into Americans. It's so interesting. Oh, is this the one? Oh, yeah, yeah, I see that. I should watch that later. Thank you for letting me. Mm-mm-mm. Kamala would bury Godzilla under a mountain of word salad. Yeah, Godzilla would just his brain would explode, right? After hearing all the nonsense. Yep, yep, yep. We have Obamacare. You do have Obamacare? I thought that it was. Did it? Did it get installed? You guys make sure people are healthy though to qualify. We don't do that. Isn't Japan going through a population collapse? Yeah, our population is declining. Yes. The thing is though, we have low birth rate, but we still have 1 point something. South Korea is they have less than zero, so they are more in a problem. Like they are in a more difficult situation. But there are Korean people in the north. So like, yeah. North Korea. I actually have a North Korean thing here. It's a leaflet. Like, it explains what North Korea is. I have to learn this. North Korea. crazy, like talking about the population and so on. They have population, like this is this is a population that they have. So Korea should take advantage of that. Unification. It's interesting how when you want to, you know, make North Koreans surrender or make them, interested in South Korea, you let them know about the entertainment in South Korea or what they're eating or what they're wearing and so on. They don't have that sort of like luxury in North Korea. So what South Korea often does is that they spread flyers and also they send like USB memory, like small one, and put like South Korean TV shows in it and send them because you can just, it works like they're they're on the same peninsula, so it works. Like if you just fly them away, it just reaches them. So oh, Super Chat, thank you. Your empathetic perception is correct. Thanks for compassionately sharing your insight. Thank you. That's good. That what I'm realizing recently is EQ. We are used to IQ, right? Intelligence level. But EQ, when I heard the word EQ, I was like, are you stupid? I was looking down on the measurement. But today I realized, especially after the rise of social media, I realized EQ is actually important because there are people that just don't get it. And I guess they don't, it's not their fault though, it's just how they are raised. They just don't know how to be human, some people. So that's a scary era that we are living in. Um, as I said earlier, our opposition party, the Democratic Party for the People, gained a lot of seats, and the party leader is the man of the time, and he's everywhere on TV, on newspaper, on social media, everything. But um, because he's now popular, everyone is chasing him. So what's happening is that uh, our media, especially we have this like weekly magazine, and they expose like celebrity issues or politicians issues and so on. What usual media cannot cover, they cover. So they are going to like visiting the party leader's home, back home, where his parents and his wife are living. Maybe only one parent. So like in the rural area, those two or three people are living there, and the media is going there. And I realized like those people don't have a soul, you know, that they feel threatened, they are scared that the media people are in front of their gates and so on. That's dangerous, right? And but those people are only working, but they are working for the money. They can't collect information on a regular system, so that's their lack. But they go to their home and trying to just have anything, right? Greedy. Why do they do that? For the money. But why do they need the money for, like, where do they get the money from? Our people. There's the demand. That's why the business model works. But we but that's the reflection of how we are. We actually have low EQ when it comes to that. We are helping them run such a business, and we are not questioning that. So I'm just realizing stuff like that, like not only social media but media in general. I bet that it's crazier in the US with Hollywood and so on. Like your celebrities are real celebrities that have attention. So that worked against Soviet Union in Russia. The people wanted Coca-Cola, blue jeans, and rock and roll. The Soviet Union, yeah. Seriously, yeah, we gotta let people know about freedom, what freedom looks like. Yeah. There's a woman who escaped North Korea in America called Omi Park. Yeah, I know that name. She's good, like very American, right? Like exposing her boobs and so on. Like her clothes is really sexy, very Americanized. Yeah. Pro freedom, gives speeches about freedom to schools. She has a book about her escape. Interesting reading. Yeah, that's good. We have those who have fled too. We nationally, Japan did a horrible thing that it was called like a return project or something. Returning home project. I guess if I translate it like directly, but like there were Koreans living here after the World War II, right? Like we had annexation, so Korea was Japan at the time, and Koreans were living here, and then they had a project to push them back to make them return to Korea, and then they went to the North Korean side, and of course Korean side is a horrible place, and then now they can't come back and so on. But there are some people that fled, so yeah, really dark times. Kayako Saeki for prime minister right now. Who is that? Humaning, humaning is difficult, and will get harder in 2 days. Seriously, like when the election day comes, I really want you guys to stay safe. And more than anything, please stay safe. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's like I believe that, like, I bet that there will be riots and so on. Yeah, please be careful. Even if you don't intend to cause troubles, for example, like when Dodgers won, right? Like baseball, they were celebrating and there was a fire out of the chaos. And so that sort of accidents happen as well. So please, please, please be careful. Yeah, I'll be live streaming on the voting day. I think if I wake up early. But it usually takes until midnight, right? But if it's a landslide, it's gonna be early. I don't know. But what is Japanese stock market like? Do you have stocks and investment? No. um, I don't have enough money to do stocks and so on. But it's just that I I hear that Americans do that, or maybe Westerners, like all the other countries do that. But over here in Japan, we don't get educated when it comes to stocks and investment. There are people that do that, and I think younger generation tend to do that. And also recently, because our pension system, like national pension system, is not sustainable because due to the decline of birth rate, the our government is pushing us to, telling us to go for NISA, like investment basically. But most a lot of us don't do that because we just don't know how. And it's good that my American friend, when he was here, I remember him checking stocks online, like telling me like iPhone was already there, so like he had one, and he was like, "Oh, now I can check it online." He was happy about it, and was like, "Oh, that looks so difficult. What is he doing? So American, you know? Yeah. But is it your culture? Like everybody does that there? I don't know. I don't have the luxury to do that. I bet that my husband would be so good though because he knows how the society works. But he insists that that requires like special knowledge when it comes to stocks and so on. And so like, no, I'm not enough type of things. He says. Mm. 日本のストックマーケットはどんな感じ？いにょん。Stock market is better than before, but not. But compared to other countries, it's not good. Kaya Koseki is a ghost from the June. Oh, grudge movies. Her speeches as prime minister would be epic. Maybe I can do that. Lily Tan Williams was on Michael Mally's podcast. It was great interviews. She married a man from Texas. She talks a lot about growing up in China. Oh, that's good. That's a good information. I should check her out. Whoever fully runs away from authoritarian state, like Cubans and Chinese, like they know what communism looks like. They just know it, right? So it's interesting how they go to America and become your strongest allies. They become Americans too. Yeah, America has that way of like tolerance, whether you like it or not. It's a strength, when smart people like that comes, those people that are intellectually, I don't know, like they have a good status when it comes to like education and intellectual level. You need people like that. You just don't want illegals, and those who are not educated, because in society we need to work together. And if you're not educated well, you can't contribute. You only cause troubles. So yeah, education is key, I feel. But looking at the Nigerian background politician, the new Conservative Party leader in the UK, you know, it's just it changes the way that I used to view things, because I realized that Americans too, like liberals say like, oh, Republicans are racist and blah blah blah, but Republican Party actually has a lot of like different ethnic background people, like black people, Asian people, Latinos, and sort of like different people and females, and yeah. So sometimes I wonder what they're actually angry at. Anyway, I hear the local chime saying that it's 5 minutes before 5 p.m. I should probably go. I'm so glad my husband bought shares in Apple before it became what it is today. What a smart man! What a smart man! Oh, I wish I had done that too. It's so crazy because I was already alive, right? I was there. Donald J. Trump, the real sheriff, is coming. You should do a cosplay as a sheriff, yeah. Cool. I have been putting in early voting data for each state into ChatGPT to see if it can predict better. Interesting. It's not hard to learn, really. I'm in Canada. I have stocks from Canada, USA, Europe, and Asia. I didn't know anything about it until I was 38 years old. Huh, like my age. Now you changed my life. Seriously? Oh, you guys know how to make money. The Japanese birth rate is fine. It's sustainable, not expensive, extensive. Japan has 130 million and it has over 700k babies born this year. Yeah, we have a huge population. Like people outside of Japan think of Japan as a small country, but we actually have a good, like decent amount of like or what's the word? Like, width, or like we have a big land, and also we have a big population, more than European countries, right? Only one third of America. We are not as big as we have, like we don't have time differences in our country. Still, like when you compare with other countries, of course we can't win against China or India, but China, for example, is they are colonizing Tibet, Uyghur, southern Mongolia, and so on, and it's a mixture of different tribes. So real China is actually small, right? America is just huge, but yeah. Anyway, my dad is half Polish. Cool. My mother is half drunk, but the Republicans still accept me. Cool, 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 cool. They're not really conservative in the UK. Huh. Anyway, yeah, I should go, guys. I will read you on X as always. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, and also thank you for those who gave me super chat. You let me, you know, let me continue these live streams. So thank you so much. See you next week, or before that, I think in 3 days. Yeah, 3 days, right? Your election day. I will live stream, so make sure to check my live stream as well. Like, I know that you'll be watching the TV and so on, so or other people's live stream, but I'll be here if you need me. 2 days, okay, 2 days. Yep. Okay, have a good day or good night. Sleep well if you're going to sleep, okay? Thank you. Sayonara, Yoko-san. Sayonara. Take care, everyone, and stay safe. Sayonara, sayonara, sayonara. 昭和。Okay, adios. Okay, bye.